welcome to another episode of Dose and a Half Cinco's. This is episode number 73. This week we cover...
Yeah,
copyright strike.
Yeah, because it's so good.
Yeah, you guys can take all the revenue from this podcast, all $0 of it.
Pitch perfect.
So welcome back to another episode of Dose and a Half Cinco's. As always, I am your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
I'm Ben.
This week we cover in our movie of the week, Zack Snyder's Justice League, as well as I think we can probably safely talk about a little bit about WandaVision, and also
You would think that, but
Captain. Boy,
Go ahead,
Captain. Go ahead.
God, dang it!
Keep going.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Captain Falcon and the Winter.
Captain Falcon and Winter
Show
Soldier.
me your moves.
Yes. So, we missed you guys. I hope you guys missed us. All 14 of you guys who are
14.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so we figured if they're gonna bring Justice League back, we'll also bring the podcast back. So
Yeah,
I figured that works out as like a
That's what we were waiting for.
exactly. We were waiting for Snyder's cut. So
Snyder's revenge.
guys, outside of the movie of the week this week, and also catching up on Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier, what else did you guys see?
You just said Captain Falcon again.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna preface this by saying I have not finished either the former show you mentioned, nor have I started the latter.
Holy shit.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, then we will let you finish WandaVision, and then you can dive into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I will say, well, I guess, how far have you actually gotten, Stu?
Into WandaVision?
Uh-huh.
The first 2 episodes.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess as a person, as you know, Ben, did you finish?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay, so as 2 people who have finished versus the person who just started, what is your feeling or take on the... I'm just curious, since I can't go back in time and review myself from watching the first 2 episodes. How's the pacing, and where do you think this is going to go?
So, obviously, it has those... it kind of like has those stingers of to like what the kind of overall overarching plot line is, but it barely like gives you anything to work with, at least in the first 2 episodes. That's all I have to go off.
Gotcha.
But I think the reason why it was hard for me to keep going was because I felt like I was tolerating the 20 plus minute episode just to get to that point. Not to say that what the rest of the show was doing, like it's fine. It was fine. It was fine. It was watchable. It's just it wasn't for me. Like I felt like I had to like really kind of like get myself to get into it, as opposed just to get to like the last few seconds where it's like, oh, there's something else going on that's more related to the whole MCU. So
gotcha.
That's where I kind of fell off. And then that was like several weeks ago. So now that it's over, I guess.
You're definitely going to have to, strap yourself in a little bit, but at least you have the luxury of binge watching the first. I think it doesn't really pick up until episode 4, if I remember, or if my recollection is correct. But yeah, no, I think you're in for a little bit of a treat. What do you think is happening? I'm just curious what your theory would be, since we know exactly what happened.
I mean, I have no idea what is it's overall
what to expect.
Because if you go back and watch the stingers, or I guess I'll just call them stingers, to the first 2 episodes, there's really nothing to go off of. So
except for
other than that,
really
there's
black
something.
and white.
Yeah, that there's something, and you have no idea what it is. So
excellent. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you stay in the dark, Ben. I'm gonna mute you unless you're gonna say something.
Can I say spoilers?
No.
Spoilers. There, I said it.
Damn it, Ben. Now I'm spoiled.
I know. I will say, pacing wise, the newest one, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's wow. So Stu, finish up so that way we could talk about it next week. All right. Ben, I know that it's been a little while since we've figured out what weird movie you guys were watching. What was the most recent one that you guys did?
I could talk about the most interesting one because there's a lot of trash to sift through here.
All right,
Okay.
let's start. Let's do the most interesting one,
Highlight.
or let's start with the most trash one, and then go to the most interesting one.
Okay, so the most trash one comprises of 3 different movies because it was a fucking trilogy. Because King Bowie decided, hey, it's my pick. I gotta choose what I want, and he chose the same fucking 3 movies. It was like this
Wait.
this live action adaptation of an anime.
Of course,
That was
it
so
somehow is going to be anime related. Nothing
Yeah.
has changed.
Nope, nothing has, and it was garbage. It was straight up garbage. I felt so angry just watching it every fucking week.
Was he like, oh, it's the same? It's 3 movies, but it's technically the same thing, so we have to watch all 3 of them.
Yeah, well, no. Here's the worst part.
You can't get the whole crap story until we get to the last
No,
one.
I think he chose the first 2, right? And then in our group that was watching it, someone decided, you know what? I want to finish it off. I'm going to choose the 3rd one. So it was, oh man, I felt like I had like a 2-hour aneurysm every Wednesday.
What's it called?
Rurouni Kenshin. That's what it was called.
Is it an Asian movie? Like
Yeah,
Asian
you
made
said
live
anime.
action?
Yeah,
Well, I know it's
Japanese.
anime, but just because you say it's a live action anime doesn't mean it's Asian.
Yeah, David.
Okay.
Stop.
Australian live action anime.
It could be. I'd watch that.
Oh, crikey.
Oi, senpai.
Patent pending. I mean, trademark, TMTM. Quick, get it before they get it to us.
Oi. Oh, that's my favorite manga is Oi Senpai.
All right, Ben, then fast forward. What was the best thing that you watched?
Okay, this one was actually I didn't think I was going to like it very much. It was a Korean movie called Extreme Job. And it wasn't like a Korean thriller or one of those revenge movies, like Old Boy or something. No, it was almost like K-drama almost in that style, where it's like very lighthearted and kind of goofy. I really hate those kinds of movies, but man, this was actually pretty good. I was proven wrong. The synopsis is it's a drug squad that attempts to take down a criminal organization, and they have to go undercover. But to do so, they have to start working at a fried chicken restaurant. And their blindside success leaves them in a moral dilemma: uphold the law or live the fried chicken dream.
Oh,
And
man.
Okay.
I don't know. I was definitely not off put at the first like 20-30 minutes, but
Was
then
it just
when
food?
no, like then it starts getting into the actual the restaurant part where they have to start running the restaurant, and they just forget their cops. And then later on they go to war with like a pizza joint, and I'm like, holy shit.
It's happening, guys. It's happening.
It was Love Letter the movie.
Oh,
Like,
man.
Shit.
I think that we don't think we need any more taglines for that movie. So,
Yeah,
for our
pretty good.
listeners at home who want to view that, what was the name of it? What is the name of it once again?
Extreme Job.
Extreme Job. Okay. Over the break, I almost finished Lost. I think I'm like 5 episodes left, and I definitely feel like it's stumbling into the finish. I think I spoke to Stu about this recently, and he's like, "What are you doing watching a 10-year-old TV show?" And I was like, "Well, I've come this far. There was nothing much else to do, so here we go."
Wait, actually, okay. I actually tried watching Lost.
How far
and
did you get?
I got okay. Has everyone seen it?
I have it, but I don't care about
Okay, good.
spoilers. I'm never gonna watch it.
Okay, good, because I don't care about spoilers for this fucking shit either. Because after I literally rage quit after 1 episode, I was like, all right, fuck this.
The first one is really hard to watch. I felt like I had
The first
deja vu of
episode?
watching. Yeah.
Really, I liked the first episode.
No, I think like the pace. I was just kind of like.
Didn't you
this
just say
looks
you rage
stupid.
quit after the first episode?
No, I rage quit after 1 episode. After one
so-
episode.
Oh, after a particular episode.
Yeah,
you mean.
sorry, I
Okay.
guess.
Oh,
yeah.
how far did you get into the series then?
I got to the episode where they explained what's his face's tattoos. That was it.
That's like season 4. like
Yeah,
towards the end of it.
yeah.
Dude, you got so far. Well, you saved a lot of your time.
I
I will give
did
you that.
because okay, I don't want, like, without spoiling anything.
I don't think
Like,
Stu
No,
cares.
go
okay,
ahead and
whatever,
spoil it. I don't care.
whatever.
I
For
think
the viewers
I
at home who don't want to get spoiled on a 10-year-old show that was shit anyways.
I think I know. I've heard enough through. I've like kind of like with Ben with some things. Like I've absorbed enough through just general pop culture that I kind of know, like have an idea as to how it ends.
And yeah, I mean, that's how I got it too. And like, honestly, I don't want to see it through. I mean,
I will do it for you. You can live vicariously through me. I got like 5 episodes left. I'm on 12 of season 6. I think if they had ended after season 4, I would after like season 3, like beginning of season 4, I would have been completely content because it had my interest up to a certain point, and then it just kind of fell off. I was like, dude, stop jumping the shark. This is horrible. Like essentially, it's just like, oh, they're off the island. Oh, now they're back on the island. Oh, now they're off again. Oh, now they want to go back. I'm like, dude, shut up. That's how I felt.
I've brought this up in other episodes, but I just want to take this time to bring up the fact that fuck Damon Lindelof. All right, fuck Damon Lindelof. He ruins everything he touches, and this was the first part of it. But no, let's just keep giving him shit because obviously he's doing well because everyone loves everything he does except Lost and fucking Tomorrowland and fucking what was it, Watchmen and shit. Like what the
Apparently,
fuck?
you have a lot more things that you don't like from him.
It's all this shit. Fucking Star Trek. How do you fucking ruin or how do you fuck up like one of the hottest franchises of like what was it, the mid two or
Mid
2010s?
2000s, right?
Yeah. Like what the fuck? Like it was like a complete slam dunk. You got all these good actors, you got a good script person, you got fucking wait, no you don't. You got Damon Lindelof. What am I talking about?
Are you just mad because he screwed up the 2014 episode of Phineas and Ferb?
Well, I mean, you can't really
Ben,
ruin that.
of course, I don't know that by hand. I had to Google him up,
Mhm.
look up his Wikipedia. So I throw that nugget in there. But yeah, I'll give you guys an update. I'll probably be done with it by the end of this week. And Ben, I'll tell you how much time in your life that you saved. But I also, while we were on break, I also wanted to make an announcement. I'm sure you guys are both aware. I got engaged back in February. I know. Thank you. And then also, as of yesterday, March 21st, we actually entered, well, actually this morning, we entered escrow for me and Irene's first house. So,
What?
yeah. So
Yay, we
lots
don't have
of,
to destroy my house.
nope, we still
Woo!
have to. It's in
Woo!
order. It goes Ben's house
And
first,
then David.
then mine.
For some reason, I had it in my head when you mentioned this before that it was like it made it sound like, oh, it's gonna take us so long to do this, and then like it's already done. So
Yeah, I thought this was going to take a lot longer, but yeah,
I thought
congrats.
because I thought you were still like, oh, I don't know, we're looking at this one and this one over
Oh,
here.
we
And this
were. So here's a really quick timeline. So we've been looking for maybe about 3.5 months, almost 4 months, and we probably placed about 6 or 7 offers out in the market. But just because it's just crazy right now, literally, people are just throwing money like crazy. It's like if you come, like we had to change our parameters for the houses we were looking at. If you're not like, so it's like we had to lower our budget by about 50,000 because we had to and pretty much that's how it worked. Like house was like $500,000, your opening bid better be 550 or better. It was nuts, so we had to lower our
that's
expectations. Like,
California real
okay, so,
estate.
I know, so
Thanks, California.
it's only gonna go up. And I was like, stop listening to that lie. So low interest rates, blah blah blah, that stuff. So we've been looking for about 4 months, and then we finally got an offer accepted last Friday for like a 2-bed 2-bath. And then lo and behold, Saturday morning rolls around. It's actually Irene's birthday yesterday.
Ooh, happy
Happy
birthday.
And
birthday.
yeah, so we were about to go out, and she called me before I was about to jump into the shower to go over to her house afterwards. She said, "By the way, there's a curveball I'm going to throw at you." I was like, "What is that?" So apparently, there's a house or a condo in the same complex that her brother lives in that was looking to move, and they were looking for somebody to pick it up, take it off their hands. And so literally from one point we had 0 houses to having now 2. We had to cancel the other one, unfortunately, but this one's a little bit better, and it's a little bit closer. It's even closer to her family, so that definitely helps out. And it was a big blessing for us and a really good birthday surprise.
But what
Um,
about our needs, David? Did you
your
consider
needs
our
are being
needs?
ignored, absolutely ignored.
Okay,
I figured whatever you need, I'm just gonna say
go
Ben's house
right
has
into
it.
the trash.
Yeah. Well, you can send it to the complaint department the same way.
Also the trash.
Also the trash. So yeah, no, big things coming. Hopefully we'll have a lot more episodes of the Dos and 5incos podcast as well. Guys, anything else before we jump into the box office rundown really quick?
See, I have been watching actually a lot of the DC animated movies, mainly Batman ones, just because Batman's my favorite. But
Hmm.
just because I was on HBO Max the other day, and it was like, oh, you have all this stuff. So I watched one, and I watched another, and then I just kept watching. And so yeah, this was before the Snyder cut got released, so kind of milling my way through all the DC animated movies at this time.
Gotcha. So what have you felt in terms of all the streaming services? HBO Max, Disney Plus. I think Paramount just came out with a new one. Hulu, Netflix. If you had to pick, how many do you think are absolutely necessary for you to have, based on just like viewing styles and stuff like that? Like, how would you pick between all
I
of
mean,
them,
right
knowing that
now
we're
I only have like
Mhm.
two that I actually use.
ah,
Um,
so it's
but
HBO Prime.
that could change.
Mm.
Mainly HBO. Well, actually, I guess that's three. But I haven't really been using like Amazon or Netflix lately. It's been I kind of go through phases. So like right now I do Hulu for because I basically have Seinfeld on all the time in the background. Yeah. And then yeah, I've been doing HBO Max just because that's where I was watching all those DC movies and
Awesome.
sometimes just other movies too. So
Okay.
Were there any ones that really stuck out to you? Any of
for
the animated films?
DC ones,
Yeah.
I mean, so far all the ones I've watched have been pretty good. I think my favorite one has been it's a two-parter. It's what is it? Dark Knight Returns,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically Batman is an old guy, old Batman.
Ooh.
So that was pretty good.
They should blend one with him and Big Boss.
Yeah, I think I watched Killing Joke again on there because they have it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
Gotcha.
I think so far the Dark Knight Returns has been my favorite.
Did
Okay.
you like the Killing Joke movie?
I thought it was fine. I know a lot of people were probably butthurt over it, but I wasn't that big on like, oh, but what actually happens in the comic versus what this is basically. I'm not one of those people who go the comic book was much better than the movie or whatever, or even the book was better than the movie because I can't read.
I actually want to go see the Killing Joke for like a one night event in theaters, and I have never seen this happen before. But as soon as the credits started rolling, everyone in the theater just started booing.
It's like because I heard about that. It's like, did people want more of like a definitive answer as to like what actually happens at the end, or
Tell us what to believe.
Like
Tell us what we want to know.
there was one other big audience reaction during that film, and okay, well, I'm going to say spoilers because I don't know who cares about the Killing
I mean,
Joke,
it's
but
kind of old now, so it's
yeah,
fine.
I guess they added some story to it where what was it? Who was it? Barbara? Yeah, Barbara.
Batwoman,
Fucks Batman,
yeah.
and everyone was kind of pissed about that.
Why? That's hot.
And then like they give her a happy ending, and everyone was kind of pissed about that.
How is it a
Wait, a
happy
happy
ending? She's
ending?
fucking paralyzed from the waist down.
I guess in the comic book, she was left in a more precarious situation
Oh.
where they didn't give her really any outlook on life.
She wasn't
I think
paralyzed. She was just the bottom half was lopped
I
off.
think in the overall arc of Batman that happens to her and she becomes like the guy in the chair, isn't it? Isn't that
She
what
becomes
happens?
a guy in a chair.
Well,
Holy shit.
like the guy from Spider-Man. I want to be the guy in the chair or whatever.
I want to be Wheels.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, they didn't really in the comic book. It was just like, oh, she's paralyzed. That's
Well,
it.
no, I mean I know in
Yeah.
that comic book, but
Yeah.
in the overall arc outside of that, I think that's how she becomes. She's like his backup, person in the chair.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that, I guess that's what they wanted to kind of branch to.
quite literally, but
Yeah,
also figuratively.
Yeah, I guess they wanted to branch out towards
Yeah.
that, and kind of expand on the whole universe, except not really
Yeah.
keeping it as a singular story like the
Like,
comic book
oh
did.
man, this sucks. They didn't have her be dead or a vegetable.
Yeah, I think that is actually what everyone was hoping for.
like, okay, settle down.
Then you should have had Sam Raimi direct this.
I mean, it was.
Or
I
Zack
mean,
Snyder.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it seemed pretty like getting shot and in the gut and paralyzed in front of her dad. That seems like a pretty grim situation already.
And then beating him while he's naked, watching his daughter get shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty grim.
I mean, it's like, no, it's not grim enough. Okay.
Now
settle down.
enter Zack Snyder's Justice.
Oh, don't jump ahead. We're gonna definitely talk about it really soon. So let's just go ahead and talk about the box office rundown in a couple of weeks of 7-figure, and then we had President's Day back in February. This past week, for the last 3 weeks, Raya and the Last Dragon have been the #1 release in theaters and on streaming. Number 2, Tom and Jerry, 3.8 million. Chaos Walking, 1.9. Number 3, The Courier. The Croods, A New Age at number 5. Boogie at number 6. The Marksman at number 7. Wonder Woman 1984 is number 8. Little Things, number 9. And number 10 is The Father, which is a Oscar-nominated film. And then Minari comes at number 11. So not really too many things to talk about here, is there?
I mean, when has there been lately?
Well, I mean, there is some things to talk about. I mean, mostly just we've been using the box office rundown to talk about the state in California. As we mentioned previously, some movie theaters are now at 25% capacity. I believe we are reaching some magical number apparently in California, vaccination number, that says that we can open at some point soon. So, but for you guys who are not vaccinated or the ones who are vaccinated, still please take this time, stay 6 feet away, wear your mask, wash your hands, still do that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll hopefully get a lot more people vaccinated soon, and we'll be able to enjoy some regular stuff.
Oh, wait. Speaking of vaccinations, did you know that Krispy Kreme will give you a free donut if you show your
Oh
vaccination
my
card?
god, I gotta go. All right, guys,
Seriously?
wrap it up. I'm out of here.
No,
Okay.
no, wait. It gets better. They're giving you one free donut a day.
Oh my god. Wait,
So
it's not
every
like
day
you're getting
you show up with your
vaccinated every
vaccination
day.
card, they'll just give
you have to
you
get
a
one
donut.
vaccination a day. No, but I think, according to their rules, if you show your vaccination card for the next year, you can get one free donut a day.
Can I just be like, look, can you just give me like a dozen and I won't come back in 12 days? Like,
All right, but you gotta get 12 vaccinations.
oh shit.
What?
Worth it.
All right. Well, that's guys here. You're welcome from Dose and a Half Cinco's. We're partners.
Yeah.
No, I almost got in trouble with that. last time.
I'll send whoever subscribes or whatever. I'll send you a photo of my vaccination card, and you can use that to get free donuts.
That's awesome, though. If you get vaccinated, we'll let you listen to the podcast for free on YouTube, Spotify, Google, Apple, and oh wait, dang it, we'll do this later. So, guys, other than movie theaters, what are you guys looking forward to once we get the all clear to say, hey, look, everything's back to normal?
This is not.
What else would you? Yeah, where's the first place you want to go to, Stu?
Either Ikosha, Mrs. Knotts, or Kitakata.
Okay. What about you, Ben?
Love letter.
Dang it, that was going to be mine. I definitely want to do that. Because here's the thing is, when we order and it shows up, it's good, but it's not
Not the
there
same.
good.
Yeah, I mean the fried chicken, the skin gets all soggy from all the steam.
And there's another one. Oh crap, what's
I
it called?
mean,
Genghis Khan. I know that sounds weird, but I don't know what it
Isn't
is.
that
I
a
really want
Mongolian
Mongolian barbecue. Yep, from the mall.
Wow.
you want to go there?
I don't know why. What it is about
That
it.
is
That's
a really
one of the
weird.
first thing that came up through my head. I don't know why.
Actually, I did have a similar thought. I actually wanted to go to Sbarro. I really need to get a real taste of Italian.
Mamma mia. Just like a mama made it. Wait. Ooh, Fogo de Chao.
Oh, yes.
What'd you call me?
I said Fogo de Chao, fool.
Oh,
Why? That seems like. Have we ever been there with you, or have you been with us?
But I just want to go to the
Just want to go Brazilian steakhouse.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I mean, that would be good too. Really, anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell me we're going to McDonald's Play Place, and I'd be down.
Oh God, no, thank you. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll call that. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the movie this week because it is a doozy. We are talking about Snyder's Zack Snyder's
Snyder's of Hanover.
Justice League. The Snyder's of Hanover. That sounds good.
Wow.
This is a 4-hour tromp through Justice League in its entirety, the way the original director intended until the untimely family tragedy that he suffered and Josh Whedon took over. And
Ooh.
yeah, based on just looking at it, essentially, if you
man.
haven't watched the original one, essentially what it is Steppenwolf is the villain here. Actually, how do you even talk about this without talking about the fact that there's a new bad guy?
Well, I guess he's the original bad guy.
Yeah, so three mother. So essentially, the way it breaks down is 3 mother boxes were locked away on 3 different tiers of Earth, I guess realms of Earth, and they harnessed. They had the power within them to destroy planets, and Steppenwolf shows up and wants to do that, and so the Justice League needs to be formed to stop them. Essentially, is the way it breaks down. But in this one, it's a little bit different because Steppenwolf actually is trying to do that to get back in the good graces of forgot the name of the
Dark
guy.
Side.
Dark side.
Strong
side.
Yeah.
So this is a double the action version of the 2017 Justice League. So, Stu, I'll give you the honors. What were your thoughts and give us a rating?
Oh boy, I get to go first. Well, I'll say this because I never saw the original release of Justice League when it came out until way later, which I had heard it was pretty bad. And after I watched it, I was able to confirm those findings, peer-reviewed findings of it being trash. And then when I saw the preview for this one, the Snyder Cut, I was like, oh, okay, some of this looks pretty good. Some of the things they're showing actually look pretty good. Maybe even better than what I saw in the original. And so when I sat down to watch this 4-hour
sprint,
not really, it's more like a marathon. I guess. Like a sprint would be like if it was like 20 minutes or something.
Oh,
but
it was supposed to be extreme sarcasm, but
okay. This 4-hour whatever you want to call it. I actually when I was watching it, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I didn't even I knew it was 4 hours going into it, but as I was watching it, I'm like, how far? I don't even realize how far I'm into it and then before I knew it, it was over. So it kind of went pretty quick for me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was like, oh my God, this is taking so long. I didn't feel that way. Like I did when I watched Wonder Woman 1984.
Pacing.
Which that one was also long, wasn't it?
That was 3 hours.
No, it was a little over 2, right? I think.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
pretty
almost
long.
3.
Pretty long for what that movie was trying to do. But anyways, but yeah, I didn't even feel like I was, you know, I didn't feel like I was sitting there for 4 hours. But so in general, I thought it was way better than the original release. All things considered, even set aside the 4 hour thing. Like one of the things that really stands out to me, actually, well, I guess this is kind of a spoiler. I don't know. Are we doing spoilers? This is kind of a weird situation.
We're just gonna talk about it. Talk all the way through.
Okay. So one of the things that really stood out to me, which helped me appreciate this movie more, was the inclusion of Cyborg's kind of backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the original cut, you just kind of like presented with Cyborg and his dad, and their relationship's fractured, and that's about all you know. Whereas in this one, you really get like a deep understanding as to why their relationship is fractured, and who kind of the Cyborg is. So that alone was like a big plus for me because it felt much more natural. It explained their relationship much better than the previous one did. Because previously it was just like, oh, my dad brought me back to life. Oh, I'm mad at him. That's about all you got out of it. But this one actually does a really good job at kind of explaining that situation. The other thing I liked about this one is that it didn't make Batman such a weenie during fight scenes. He actually got to do some pretty cool stuff. Whereas in the original cut, it's like Batman's just kind of like, they made him look like, why are you even here? Like,
here, hold the camera.
Yeah. So I like that part because obviously, I mean, I've said it before, I think, but Batman is my favorite of DC universe.
What is your superpower?
I'm rich.
I was really hoping he was going to say I'm rich, bitch, but I guess that's too much.
And I think the one other thing I'll end on this. One other thing I was kind of was obnoxious in the original one was the Flash. And how I don't know if they were trying too hard to make him like awkwardly funny.
Oh, the same way that they do with Spider-Man in the MCU.
Kinda, but I mean, Spider-Man in the MCU is good, or Tom Holland is good, but like I felt like he was like too awkward in the original cut, and I feel like in this version he was a little more rounded out. Yeah, it wasn't so like forcefully awkward. So that was one thing I appreciated. So in general, I would give this one an 8.
So if we had gone back and looked at the original Justice League, what would you have given that?
Oh, 4. I don't know.
Okay, so double the score. So double the amount of screen time,
double the score.
Double score.
Take notes.
Just remember that.
Movie
Hollywood.
People, yeah, Hollywood.
What about you, Ben? Thoughts and score?
Well, okay. So the history behind this is, amazing, right? I mean, like the fan backlash, never before has something like this happened. Like fans rallying around this forever, calling the studio to make changes, and eventually, like, the fans fucking won. And millions in post-production changes. It finally fucking happened.
Woo.
Like, holy fuck. They fucking took out Sonic the Hedgehog's teeth. Like, holy shit. And that, of course, leads up to Justice League. Like, I mean, I don't think I've ever, like, watched something like this. This is, like, honestly the most interesting thing that I've had to watch before, Like, you get this, like, this very big blockbuster tentpole movie, and it does, I don't know what convinced WB to actually say, like, yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking, like, backpedal and release a 4-hour redo of what we just did, right? Like, that's saying something. Like, I'm not, and it's not talking about the quality of the movie, but this is definitely the most interesting thing that I have ever watched. And
you mean just like the life
just
cycle,
the build
of
up
the
and the
entire
development
production, like
yeah,
not just the movie itself, but just everything surrounding it. You mean?
Yeah, it's hard to be very objective about this and just say like, oh yeah, the movie is okay and everything. But I mean, just keeping up with all the events surrounding this, like all these rumors about like, oh, the actual original cut of the movie is still out there, and people like saying like, yeah, it's definitely true, and that people just rallying for this thing, right? And then it finally happening, and then like the whole story with Ray Fisher, the actor who played Cyborg, and his battle, like leading up to the release of this movie. And then finally, like with all this coming out, it's you also get that other meta story of like all of his like accusations against WB, and now people are forming their own opinions about it with all this evidence. It's crazy. And on top
Yeah,
of that, I actually do like this movie.
yeah.
um, like
I wasn't
I
even aware there was like some kind of weird drama like that going
It
on.
almost didn't even post because of the fact that they pulled one character that they wanted to do a standalone movie with, and Snyder was like, what?" And they almost canned it halfway through because they pulled Green Lantern. They're like,
yeah
you're not allowed to add this guy. You have to use somebody else." And he goes, "Okay, I guess I'll use Martian Manhunter." And I was
yeah
like, "Oh, what? I didn't even know that was part of it."
yeah. So I mean, there's also that. I mean, like
Yeah, Martian
like
Manhunter.
yeah, this movie, the story is interesting, and everything surrounding it is interesting. So, like, as someone who watched the original Justice League when it came out, like, I gotta say, like,
We should all get
it's
a medal for that.
I know, holy shit,
I
like,
watched that in theaters.
me too. Yeah, I watch it. I watch it with Movie Pass. I came out of there and I wanted my money back. Like, it's bad, and I locked it away in the very depths of my mind next to the child beatings when I was a kid, like. And then this movie came out, I still didn't remember what it was about, and afterwards I'm like, what were the differences? And I went through a whole bunch of YouTube videos of like
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of video essays, like going through all the comparisons and differences of the two. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
Like, these are two completely different movies. They have the same plot, but it's like,
it was.
fuck.
It was kind of surprising how much stuff that they actually. I'm having a really tough time trying to figure out how much stuff they kept and how much stuff he cut, and how much was new.
No,
I feel like it's like maybe 75% new and then 25% old stuff.
no, I mean, like, that's the thing, right? Where he added so many little things to the original or to the theatrical cut, right? Where it completely changed the tone of the movie. Where it's like the theatrical cut is like this very happy go lucky, like, oh, this is an action adventure movie, a la Avengers, like everyone is really witty and very, smart assed. They're making like little quips like, oh, you punched me, that really hurt. And it's just like when they're coming up on a really big guy that's about to kill them or something, he's like, oh man, that guy's really big. Whereas the Zack Snyder cut, it's just like, it's very, very somber and very serious in tone. Everyone understands like the gravity of the situation. It's like, well, the earth is about to fucking die, let's pull up our big boy pants and fucking do something about it. And that when what you were talking about, Stu, with the Flash and him being overly obnoxious,
Mhm.
I gotta agree with that, because it felt like WB was like really leaning on him to provide like the comedic tone for the movie, right? Where like everyone is being awkward and stupid and funny and making stupid jokes, but he was just way over the top. He had to like everyone kind of brought up the averageness of how much stupid awkward humor to get, and then he had to go above that. so
Yeah.
so it was bad. But in this one, I felt like it kind of evened out because it felt more natural. He is just an awkward kid
Yeah,
with all these
nervous energy.
yeah, a lot of nervous energy. And I think it paid off in the end because it really built up with his character, not just everyone being a stupid, awkward asshole like the whole goddamn time, Like, especially when that last scene where he had to like kind of suck it all up and realize like, holy shit, I actually have to fight and not save a fucking random ass Russian family who
Oh,
decides to live
dude, I'm
near
so
Taboo.
glad they cut that part out. That was like, what was the original director's name?
Joss Whedon.
Josh Whedon.
Yeah, you're bad. You're bad, and you should feel bad.
Like, I was watching it in theaters, and I distinctly remember now, like looking back at it, thinking like, why the fuck are we focusing on this fucking ass random Russian family? I want to see the Flash like kick ass and Superman kick ass, but no, we're watching them save this fucking random family that I could give two shits about. And we got vindication in that in this cut. We got that fucking gorgeous ass shot of
Gal Gadot.
besides that the Flash, like just fucking running out to who knows fucking what, into light speed. That was I
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I was like, holy fuck, that is amazing. That is a one beautiful ass shot.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
I think not to take away from David's time here, but just to go along with what the changes to the Flash, like I also appreciate, like, I think the chemistry, on-screen chemistry between, like, say the Flash and like Aquaman was like way infinitely better, because
Oh my god, yes.
I was laughing. I was like, I laughed pretty hard when they were about to go into the spaceship, or they're about to like sneak into the spaceship, and so Flash is getting dressed up as
Oh
a
yeah.
soldier, and he's like trying on different hats. He's like, A or B, and then Aquaman's like, definitely not
Not
A.
A.
And he's like, what about B? And he's like,
Let me see A
let me
again.
see A again.
Yeah, and I gotta say that's because everyone had their own distinct characteristic. It wasn't
Right.
that everyone's just a smartass or trying to be a
Yeah.
smartass. But
I think honestly, when it comes, well, Ben, what's score for you then?
same
Old
as
one
Tim.
and then this one.
Oh, first one 1 out of 10. This one 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I want to go back
Okay.
and can I lower my score to like 2
Yeah,
out
you
of
can
10?
go to 3.
Yeah, you
Please
just
go
have to
ahead
run
and
at
amend
the
it.
speed of light.
Okay.
The back. So I think we all want to crap on Joss Whedon's like vision of this movie. Obviously, he walked into an unbelievable situation. Really difficult to come in and take somebody else's direction and try to reshape the whole thing. I think if he had gotten the project from the very beginning, it would have been a totally different tone. I'm sure they would have probably told the story slightly differently, but because this is Snyder's vision from Dawn of Justice, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I felt that one was really drawn out, very slow, but it built on this idea that ended up turning into what Justice League actually. I felt like this is the proper way to do it. I felt like it was kind of like if there was a book report that was written originally, but it was written only the person who only read the Spark Notes, where it's like kind of like they got a lot of the themes, they got you from point A to point B, from like the beginning to the end, but they're missing a lot of the stuff in the middle. And kind of to echo what Stu was saying is, even though it was 4 hours, it didn't feel like 4 hours, right? The pacing was really, really good. And this is the way it should have been done in the first place. But it kind of also makes me wonder, if he didn't have the full 4 hours, what would he have cut? Or would we have gotten just 2 movies? Because I know that Snyder's talked about how he had this vision for a 3-part series, or a trilogy for the Justice League. So but apparently WB maybe doesn't want to see that happen and is not getting any more funding. But I hope that with the reception that he's getting for this, that they'll let him give it a shot to be able to do the other two, because this was really, really good. For me, original movie was probably about a 2, because it was just kind of like all over the place.
It was bad.
Yeah, 2 is just because of the fact that they have characters I'm familiar with. This, I feel like, is way better. I'm giving this a 9. For only the reason is, I feel like Marvel has, based on the casting that they've had, right? You cast this one person, this actor, for series, right? For like lots and lots of standalone movies, for compilation movies as well, and that you need to build on that person's character or that person's like personality, and that's the reason why it works for Avengers, it works for Age of Ultron, so to speak, and the Marvel series. But then on the other side, we have DC. I was like, well, they've gone for this dark theme, they might as well be more gritty, more less accessible, right? Go rated R like they did for this. And they'll get a much better reception because they're kind of leaning into what they're having, right? So I really enjoyed the little nuances that Ben was talking about. I definitely enjoyed the pacing way better. The story makes a lot more sense because we have more backstory, kind of like all of what Stu was saying. So, yeah, 9 out of 10. I really like the direction that they went with this movie. I am really, really hopeful that there will be a second one at least, because that was a proper ending for this third of 3 parts.
Yeah.
So
we'll get Martian Manhunter.
yeah, that would be awesome. Apparently, because of the fact that we have Martian Manhunter, which means we will have a standalone movie for Green Lantern with
Ryan
the
Reynolds.
characters Hal Jordan and what? No, not with Ryan Reynolds.
Bringing back Ryan Reynolds.
Who's the other one? It's Hal Jordan and
who's the other in Justice League member?
Yeah, Jon Stewart.
The Daily Show.
Daily Show?
No, not
Stewart.
the Daily Show. Different guy. Jon Stewart was born in Chicago, Illinois.
What's the superhero name?
Green Lantern.
Oh,
apparently the original Green Lantern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that there will be something like that, and Snyder definitely delivered, because it definitely looked like he took the pieces that were in the original one and was like, well, I'm the one who shot it because this is what I wanted to do with it. This is it. So, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff surrounding it. I never thought we would see the day for this. So I guess my question is, knowing that they went above and beyond, made this happen, Stu, what is a movie that you wish they would kind of give the same, they would give the fans what they're looking for?
Oh, what do you mean, like a movie?
Like a redo, yeah. Like if they were to redo something. Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. Well, I guess... I don't know. Well, you probably couldn't say Wonder Woman, because I don't think there's anything more that could have been done to save that one. But shoot, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, well, I'll go to Ben to see if maybe he has something. We'll come back to you.
So I guess this is unfair of me to say, but I've never seen the original Suicide Squad because of I've heard some things about it.
Bad. Don't watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there is, from what I've heard, an actual original director's cut of it, similar to this. And because of how well this did, everyone is asking for the Ayer cut,
Mm-hmm.
And the WWE execs have gone on record after the positive reception to Justice League saying we're not going to do that. And the director for Suicide Squad tweeted out immediately, "Why not?"
So someone in the editing booth for DC is sweating bullets, about to lose their job, because it was whoever was in charge of editing for Justice League, and then if they were also involved on Suicide Squad, they're about to be out of work in Hollywood forever.
Yeah, like, man, this is I really do hope that all the future projects that were stemming from Justice League come to fruition. I mean, so far the execs have already come out saying like, nope, this is just a one-time deal, nothing else is going to come from it. But I mean, with this positive reception, you can't help but imagine, right?
Do you guys not like money?
Yeah, exactly. Like, people want to see the shit, which includes the one thing that I've been hoping for, the fucking Deathstroke movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know, they teased the crap out of that at the very end.
Yeah, we got Joe Magnum Dong, right, in the titular role. Not only that, but the director would be the director for the fucking Raid. The fucking Raid.
Yep.
And that is one of my favorite action movies of all time. Like, holy shit, that would be amazing.
It would.
Batman versus Deathstroke, a la the Raid action.
Batman doing Raid style fighting. That's the Batman we deserve.
Yeah, not the one we need.
He's the one we need and deserve.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have like a movie that was already released that I can't think of it on the spot. But what I will say is, I think a movie, or I don't know, maybe a movie or something that I would like to see fleshed out more, because I really like it, are the visions that Batman has of this future that goes horribly wrong. The what?
The nightmare visions.
Yeah, the nightmare visions, where it's like, it's like Superman has gone evil, and now it's just like Batman and so the scraps of whoever's left to try to do something about it. And that's why at the end you get that clip with, and I was like, oh, it's Joker. Oh my god, you have to team up with the Joker. Can you imagine?
Woo!
So I think I'd like to see that flushed out more. I don't know how you work it out, but I think that would be cool.
Yeah, so what's cool about that is they have done that storyline before, and they actually turned it into a video game, and it actually got a lot of good reception, and it was actually the fighting game, the DC fighting game
Oh,
Injustice.
Injustice? Really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what that game was based off?
yeah, it was pretty dark and brutal. Also
I didn't even know it had a story. I thought it was just a fighting game.
I actually took time to watch just the story mode because of how cinematic it was. I was like, holy fuck, you could make a fucking movie out of this. And the director of the fighting game actually tweeted after he watched Justice League. He said, hey, I got a pitch for a sequel for you called Injustice.
The Injustice League?
Yeah, the Injustice. No, like it was
Just
pretty
the-
much dealt with that, where the storyline is Lois dies, and then Superman goes crazy pretty much, and everyone has to kind of band together to kind of stop him from making his tyrannical rule over Earth. So it's pretty interesting.
I would very much like to see that, please.
And also, you guys see Superman fucking kill a kid.
Oh boy.
He fucking lasers his skull off.
Wait, a la Homelander?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, no, it was like that because it was Shazam, right? Shazam's a kid,
Mhm.
and he fucking melts his face off.
Nice.
What?
I know.
Brutal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. DC, make it happen.
I know.
For
Why
me,
do
I
you
would-
want to take our money?
Yeah.
If it was me, I would probably want them to. I don't know if there's something I would want them to like do a redo. Well, yeah, it is. I would want them to redo it too. I don't know why. Just that the first one was so good. The second one, no bueno.
Yeah. Put the gangbang scene back in.
Wait, weren't they kids? Weren't they like
Hey,
10?
it's canon.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I didn't write those words. Stephen King did. Okay.
I don't know. I think that, and I think everything was fine up until the ending. Rewrite the ending, figure out some other better way to do that,
Yeah.
and
Not make it some kind of PSA for
Giant-
anti-bullying campaigns or something. Or maybe it was
Giant
pro-bullying because that's what bullying it made it go away. So
Yeah, they literally bullied an alien to death.
so it's a pro-bullying movie.
yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, that's fine. Guys, anything else you guys want to talk about before we go ahead and wrap this one up?
What is this gonna do to the Batman movie that's supposed to have what's his name in it?
I think that one's a stand. Well, no, it's not a standalone.
it'll be standalone.
Never mind.
But like if Justice League does, let's say if Justice League did so well that they're say, okay, well maybe we're gonna do Justice League 2.
Multiverse.
Are they gonna keep Ben? Are they gonna try to bring Ben Affleck back?
Well, Robert Pattinson's playing a younger Batman, so maybe they could try swing it that way.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
guess
they
that
could do forward Flash and then back Flash.
Oh.
Ooh, Flash. Oh, there's the sorry, I shouldn't have been that excited. But in the Flash TV show on WB, because of the time travel, it actually creates two multiverses, and then there's a fission that happens between the two where they kind of like bounce around between the two. That would be awesome if they did that, where they included Ben Affleck and they also included Robert Pattinson at the same time.
My name
That's
is Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest man alive. Me.
I think the last
so-
thing I'll say about this movie is that at least the Snyder cut was the climactic battle scene at made way more sense than what we got in the original.
Yeah.
What, you don't like senseless fighting?
No, I mean excluding like the stupid, gotta save the family in the house and the whatever, Superman's carrying a building.
Oh my god.
Like I feel like in this one it was much more fleshed out. Each character had a role that made sense in the fight. Flash had to speed up to a point, and then in order to do that, he had to have those turrets stop shooting at him. So Batman was taking care of the turrets, and then you had Wonder Woman and Aquaman and fighting what's his face, Steppenwolf, and then Cyborg was trying to interface with the prison. Everyone had a role that made sense.
Mm-hmm. And not everybody was successful doing it right up front, right?
Yeah.
I felt like the original Justice League, it was like, well, Aquaman, you're here for this, the water part, this is for your part, and Wonder Woman, you're here for this. But it felt like they were actually working cohesively in this one, where they were like, yeah, they're succeeding together, but they're also failing together in different elements, and it felt like for once Steppenwolf actually was a super powerful being, and it made sense why they came at the time that they came. It made way more sense this time. But obviously you have 2 more hours of screen time, so you get more storytelling elements.
Right up until Superman punched him in the face. And
damn, he just started wailing on him. He fucking tore his head off, or part of his head off.
Yeah,
that's true.
That was a pretty brutal. That was pretty good having
rated R.
Everyone got a hit in, and then Wonder Woman chops his head off. That was awesome.
Yeah, if only this was the theatrical release. But if they had released this at 4 hours, would you guys have wanted to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just asking. So I don't know if you would wanted them to split it into 2.
That's like 4 hours of worth of popcorn eating.
Yeah, I know. Get a free refill. I heard that they would have done the bathroom break shit.
Yeah.
Oh, did like an intermission?
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. Stop by and go to the concessions. Okay. All right, guys, that'll do it for this week's episode. Next week, we will be covering, Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, yeah.
So, guys, tune in next week. We'll be covering that. As always, I've been your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
Wait, we might have to do this over.
Why?
Godzilla and Kong doesn't come out till next Wednesday, though, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you mean after the day after, or 2 days after we would normally record?
Yeah.
So
nobody?
I guess. I mean, if you guys are able to see it.
Oh wait, it's only in theaters, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'll go see it and I'll tell you guys how it was.
Okay. Either that or we record late.
Or we're gonna watch the 2007 Nobody.
That's a thing?
Yep.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tune in next week, everybody.
Okay.
When we figure it out, we're getting back to our regular schedule or whatever. But as always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart again.
And I'm Ben.
Guys, don't forget to check us out on Twitch. We stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you can follow the podcast wherever you're getting your podcast at SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Guys, don't forget to stay 6 feet away from each other. Wash your hands. Don't forget to tip your Reiki Masters. And we will check you on the next one. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.